So, as all we know that India has a long tradition of holistic and multidisciplinary learning from university such as Takshila, Nalanda to the extensive literatures of India, of course, combining subjects across fields. So, not the tradition has been of multidisciplinarity, transdisciplinarity, rather monodisciplinary and other aspects of. So, as all we know that ancient Indian literary works such as Banbhat's Kadambari described a good education as knowledge of the 64 kalas or arts, and among these 64 arts were not only subjects such as signing, such as singing and painting, but also scientific fields such as chemistry and mathematics, vocational fields such as carpentry, clothes making, professional fields such as medicine and engineering. So it's not only about the only kind of arts, but vocational fields, professional fields, and apart from that, soft skills even such as communication, discussion, debate. So this is a very comprehensive aspects are there, particularly when we talk about the rich heritage of Indian education system. So the very idea that all branches of creative human endeavor, including mathematics, science, vocational subjects, professional subjects, and soft skills should be considered arts has distinctly Indian origins. So we must be proud of. So 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 this is a very important aspect. The very idea that all branches of creative human endeavor and including mathematics, science, vocational subjects, professional subjects, and soft skills should be considered arts has distinctly Indian origins. So this notion of knowledge of many arts. So here the connotation of multidisciplinarity emerges. So knowledge of many arts, or what in modern times is often called the liberal arts, a liberal notion of the arts, must be brought back to Indian education, because only the multidisciplinarity, it gives the very comprehensive outlook, and it gives even the critical capacity of critical analysis, critical reflection. So it is the need of the art, particularly for 21st century. So this is very important, and of course as it is exactly the kind of education that will be required for the 21st century. So this is very much required. And as we see that assessments of educational approaches in undergraduate education that integrate the humanities and arts with science. So we have seen even in IIT, in MIT, in NIT, various educational institutions, particularly which deals with engineering subjects. IIT has now Department of Social Sciences. I mean, that Social Sciences, Department of Political Science, Department of Economics, Department of Psychology. So this is now the engineering subjects. Through the lens of social sciences is basically when we mix, when we amalgamate the various disciplines, then it gives a very broad outlook. So that broad outlook is very much necessary, because we have to see the science from the social science lens, and we have to see the social science from the science lens. So this this kind of orientation should be needed. Otherwise, if the science alone would be researching, developing, and then of course it would be very fatal to the society even. So for the scientists, for the technocrats, for the even the person who is dealing with engineering and technology, So they must, know about the social dynamics. Even for that, the awareness regarding, and the very much the disciplinary outlook of social sciences should also be there for the engineering students, and of course, the medical sciences students should be having the very much comprehensive understanding of social sciences even. So because we are a very social being, and even each and every even the knowledge aspects, it is deeply rooted in social structure. So this is very important. And of course, when we say that holistic and multidisciplinary education definitely would aim to develop all capacities of human beings. Intellectual, when we say that holistic education, it means that educational, it means what? It just basically we developing the all domains and dimensions of human personality, particularly intellectual, aesthetics, social, physical, emotional, and moral in an integrated manner. Such an education will help develop well-rounded individuals that possess critical 21st century capacities in fields across the arts, humanities, languages, sciences, social sciences, and professional and technical and vocational fields. And of course, an ethic of social engagement that is very much required. So engineering students and the medical sciences students and even the arts and humanities, they must indulge into the social engagement. And of course, for that, you need soft skills, even particularly the communication, right, discussion, and debate even. So rigorous specialization in a chosen field or fields, such a holistic education shall be in the long term. So the approach of all undergraduate programs, including those in professional, technical, and vocational disciplines. So this is important, and of course, a holistic and multidisciplinary education, as described so beautifully in India's past. So we have to honor the India's past even, because just we have seen the stature of Takshila University, Nalanda University, Vikramshila University. So the university, it means what? That university were very famous for multidisciplinarity and transdisciplinarity academic exposures. So this is very much important, and of course, students of arts and humanities will aim to learn more science and will make an effort to incorporate the more vocational subjects and soft skills. Because when we say that soft skills basically are required by each and every individual, each and every person. So this is very important, and of course, imaginative and the flexible curricular structures. So this is important. To enhance the imagination.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yes.
These slides are not moving actually.
So this is a very important aspect of that. So this, naturally, when we say that, of course, the aspects which is this is important aspect of the various domain of uh, multidisciplinarity and transdisciplinarity. So this is very important. And as we all know that the global education development agenda reflected in the goal 4, so that is sustainable development goal number 4 of the 2030 agenda for sustainable development adopted by India in 2015. It seeks to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. So by 2030, so it is very much important, and of course, when we say that it is required for, it is very much required for 21st century generation. So this is particularly, it is very important to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all, because it has been reiterated in agenda for sustainable development. So such a lofty goal will require the entire education system to be reconfigured. That reconfiguration is very important. Otherwise, just we have in university system, we have, very discrete classification of discipline. So Department of History, and there is no connection between the Department of History and Department of Chemistry. There is no connection between Department of Physics and Department of Sociology. And so basically, so that intersectionality and that the common area should be explored between and among disciplines. So this is very important. And of course, as we all know, that imaginative and flexible curricular structures will enable creative combination of disciplines for study, and would offer, multiple entry kind of and exit points. So thus removing currently prevalent rigid boundary, because still in Indian universities, rigid boundaries between and among the disciplines are there. So we have to remove that rigid boundaries. We have to get it diluted. So basically, so disciplinary untouchability should not be there, because if you are a person of physics, you cannot, undermine the importance of sociology. So this is very important. And of course, the 21st century, the complex problems can be solved through only multidisciplinarity. So this is very important. Then only we can, promote our learners in a holistic manner. So holism is very, very important, and it seems like a very buzzword. So particularly, so when we say that, all of the critical targets and of course goals, sustainable development goals of the 2030 agenda for sustainable development can be achieved. So this is very important. And of course, when we say that member countries of the United Nations even adopted sustainable development goals. So this is very much important. And of course, when we say that it is why it is very important. So definitely, because we want to develop our learners in a holistic manner. So particularly, so for that, so department in languages, literature, music, philosophy, even and of course, Indology, art, dance, theater, education, mathematics, statistics, pure and applied sciences, and of course, sociology, economics, sports, translation, and interpretation. So such, emerging areas are there to work on. And definitely Indian education and basically environment will be established and strengthened at all higher education institutions. So it has been reiterated in the higher education system. So credits will be given in all bachelor's degree program, and of these subjects if they are done from the subjects. So this is important. And of course, credits will be given in all bachelor's degree programs for these subjects if they are done from such departments or through ODL mode, and when they are not offered in class at the higher education institutions. So this is important towards the attainment of such a holistic and multidisciplinary education. So it is the need of the hour, the flexible and motivation, basically. So that innovative curricula of all higher education institutions shall include basically just like areas as climate change, pollution, waste management, sanitation, conservation of biological diversity, and management of biological resources and biodiversity. So forest and wildlife conservation, sustainable development and living. So value-based education will include the development of humanistic and of course critical. So this is and constitutional and human universal values. So universal human value of worth. So this is important. And so through the sustainable development goal and its focus, so member countries of the United Nations adopted the sustainable development goals, sustainable development goal in 2015 with all support from the IMF. These global development targets will guide the global development agenda through 2030. So this goal is very comprehensive. It cannot be, achieved through a very general means. So the SDG Sustainable Development Goals replace the Millennium Development Goals. So the SDG are broader in scope than they are environmentally sustainable. So this is very important, and of course there are 17 SDGs focused on 5 Ps. So we have to focus on. So these are the so when we say that sustainable development goals, it means what? No poverty, zero hunger, good health, and quality education, gender equality, and clean water and sanitation. And of course, the seventh goal is basically. So this is important aspects of recent work and economic growth. So these are the very important domains of sustainable development goals. So this is very much required to promote the attainment of such a holistic and multidisciplinary education, the flexible and innovative curricula of all higher education institutions. So they shall include credit-based course and projects in the areas. So this is very much needed of the need of the art of this particular time. So constitutional and when we say that value-based education will include the development of humanistic, ethical, constitutional, and universal human values of. So these emerging values is very much important for we people. So definitely the value-based education will include the development. So development of humanistic, ethical, constitutional, and universal human values of. So global citizenship education. Even when we say that the globality of basically the education system, so that global citizenship education also is the mandate of national education policy, and of course even the state government with the help of central government, they are doing wonderful aspects and wonderful assignments. So as the world become increasingly interconnected, global citizenship education is a response to contemporary global changes. So global citizenship education, a response of contemporary global challenges, will be provided to empower learners to become aware of. So this is important to look into. So as the world is become increasingly interconnected, global citizenship education a response to. So this is important. So finally, as a part of holistic education, students at higher education institutions definitely is being provided and a research internship with the faculty and researchers at their own or other higher education institutions, research institutions, and so the students may actively engage with the practical side of their learning, and as a byproduct further improve their employability. So this is the very goals of sustainable development goals. This is basically particularly the subdomains you can see on the screen. So these are the basically the sustainable development goals after. So as we discussed that 5 Ps of so this is very important, just like people, planet, peace, prosperity, and partnership. So these 5 Ps basically it would control, it would monitor, it would give new set of values among students. So and as well as particularly our teachers can take the very benefit from the, I mean, the off campus, even the teachers from the off campus. So National Education Policy 2020, so there are some expectations from higher education. So these expectations are: one or more area in depth, character development, moral values, constitutional values, curiosity, and scientific temper, creativity, and spirit of. So this is a very important aspect, and of course, one or more area in depth, moral values, character development, constitutional values, curiosity, scientific temper, creativity, spirit of service. So these were the basically for the to understand the comprehensive meaning of education. So particularly when we say that the hierarchical model, so this is very much important because so this is a very personal accomplishment, enlightened, socially conscious, and knowledgeable, skills is happier, so happier, cohesive, cultured, and protective, and innovative practice. So this is aspects of this is the very aspect of higher education institutions, and of course, so this is so I mean, when we look at the problems with Indian higher education system, so it is worth mentioning that in Indian education system, as I gave the examples of, I mean, so the problems with Indian higher education system, NEP 2020, serial number 2, page 331. So this is very important, and of course severely, because when we see that the problems with Indian higher education system, then of course there are some features, there are some attributes. So severely fragmented higher education ecosystem, and of course what I discussed, that the severe fragmentation of higher education system is still that is there, and we are practicing it. So there should be, I mean, a discouragement of that kind of, and in any education institution, that's why multidisciplinarity has been conceptualized. So there is less emphasis on the development of cognitive skills and learning outcomes, a rigid separation of disciplines with early specialization and strength of students into narrow areas of study. These are the problem, and limited access, particularly by limited access, particularly in socio-economically, and with few higher education institutions that teach in local language, and of course, so this is so linked. Limited teacher and institutional autonomy. So these basically the feedback hinders the process of I mean, higher education system. So this is very important. So limited teacher and institutional autonomy, inadequate mechanism for I mean basically for efforts-based current management. So this is a lack of competitive pre-reviewed research, including. So this is reflected through this document, and an inclusive regulatory system, larger, I mean, affiliating university as Malika. So this is it is large affiliating universities, and I mean, resulting in low established and undergraduate program. So this is important aspect of so steps to be taken by all higher education's national education policy 2020. So mitigate opportunity cost and financial assistance and scholarship. So mitigate opportunity cost and fees, financial assistance and scholarship, sustainable development goal 4. Conduct outreach on higher education opportunities and scholarship, admission process more inclusive and curriculum more inclusive. So that steps to be taken by the government of through the government of India, because it needs a very budgeting event. So that is why when we say that a response of contemporary global challenge will be provided to empower learners to become aware of and understand global issues and to become. So this is finally as a part of holistic education. So this is because we with opportunities for internship and so this is with the practical side of their meaning, and as byproduct further improve and employability is there. So to structure and length of the so this is this should be kept in mind while talking about the holistic and multidisciplinary education. The structure and length of degree programs shall be adjusted accordingly, and of course the government of India has started integrated teacher education program, which is completely multidisciplinary education. So it's a very outstanding job even. So this is very much required, and of course when we see that the structure and lengths of degree programs shall be adjusted accordingly, and the undergraduate degree will be either 3 or 4, and 3 to 4 year duration with the multiple exit options with this period and appropriate certification. So the structure and length of degree programs shall be adjusted accordingly. So the undergraduate degree will be either of 3 or 4 duration with multiple exits and particularly multiple. So the 4-year multidisciplinary bachelor's program that is also called integrated teacher education program ITEP, 2 years of study or bachelor's and so and an academic bank of credit, particularly when we would be promoting our students and when we'll be giving the opportunity to the students. The student, at one go, basically, so we have to develop the ABC Academy Bank of Credit to maintain the multiple exit and multiple entry, so that leveling should be done. So this is what higher education system will have a flexibility to different design of master's program. So this is very much required of the. So model public universities for holistic and multidisciplinary education at par with the IIT and IIMs are called MERU, Education and Research University. So model public universities for holistic and multidisciplinary education as par with the IIT and IIM called MERU, and the multidisciplinary education and research universities will be set up and well standards of multidisciplinary education across the India. So across basically, so higher education system will focus on research and innovation. So research and innovation is very important, and by setting up a startup, so a startup, and it would give the sense of self-reliance, and of course this is very much required for that the NRF will function to help enable and support such a vibrant research and innovation. So this is very important. So it would be increasing employability potential of higher education programs. We will be giving the chance in higher education institutions and courses taught in Indian languages and bilingually, and building and facilities wheelchair accessible and disabled friendly, bridge course for students who come from SEDG, sustainable economic development, and strictly enforce all non-discrimination and anti-harassment rules, develop IDP reflecting program of actions, and done. So this is when we say that holistic education, the intent of holistic education is about well-rounded individuals. So such an education will help develop well-rounded individuals that produce critical 21st century capacities in fields or across the arts, humanities, languages, sciences, social sciences, and professional, technical, and and vocational fields such as an ethic of social engagement. So this is important aspect of holistic and multidisciplinary education. And of course, when we so this is very important: intellectual, aesthetic, social, physical, emotional, and moral. So all these domain and dimensions should be developed through multidisciplinary endeavors, educational endeavors. So then we would be, because when intellectually, when the students would be cool and calm, aesthetically, if he will be fine, if socially, then there's no even the dearth of basically their aspects of. So this is a very important domain of higher education system to look into. And of course, when we say that objectives of holistic and multidisciplinary education, so the arts, humanities, languages, sciences, social sciences, and professions, and of course technical expertise, vocational areas, and specialization in chosen field. So developing well-rounded individuals that possess critical 21st century capacities in fields across. So this is the objectives of holistic and multidisciplinary education. So when we say that how, it is a fundamental question. So then for this, flexibility in curriculum and novel and engaging course options, increased faculty and institutional autonomy in setting curricula. Pedagogy will develop an increased increased emphasis on communication, discussion, debate, research, and full opportunities for cross-disciplinary. So pedagogy, of course, will have an increased emphasis on communication, discussion, debate, research, and opportunities for cross-disciplinary. This is so multidisciplinary, stimulating Indian education and environment. So this is and programs offered should have global orientation, flexible and innovative curriculum, credit board courses, community based. So this is very important. And of course for programs offered, so the innovative curricula will include, so this is the very crux and essence of holistic and multidisciplinary education. And of course it can be termed as even the innovative curricula. So innovative curricula will include specifically so the credit based courses and projects in and community engagement and service, environmental education. So this is important. And of course, when we say that National Education Policy 2020 curricula for environment education, then we have to think on climate change, pollution, waste management, sanitation, conservation of biological diversity, management in biological sources, and biodiversity. So for biodiversity, no one is on contract. So sustainable development goal, and of course this is very much required to understand the very domain of holistic education and multidisciplinary education. So this is curricular for value education. So humanistic value. So while developing the curricula, So we should keep in mind these values: humanistic values, ethical values, constitutional values, and universal human values: truth, righteous conduct, peace, love, non-violence, scientific temper, citizenship values, life skills, lesson in sevas and service, and participation in community. So this is the crux and gist of holistic education, and it should be developed through. So this is important domain of that. So particularly when we say that a global citizenship education, which gives a very broad outlook even. So global citizenship education addressing contemporary global challenges will be provided to empower learners to become aware of to understand the global issues. So we need, learners as because the more peaceful condition, tolerant condition, inclusive, and so more peaceful, tolerant, inclusive source, and so this is important domain. So a structure of, even when we say that when it is through even national education policy talks about the structural changes in the various programs, suppose the BA, BEd, and suppose even the multidisciplinary connotation. So it's still basically we should be on upper hand basically, so to restructure, and particularly where it is needed. So I'm not talking about the blind division, because blind division needs basically, so many aspects are there to look into. So this is important domain of that. And of course when we say that meaning and concept of holistic education, so India centric holistic living, holistic development of the individual, integrated development of body, mind, intellect, and soul, importance of even the physical and mental health, concept of guru, Shishya Parampara, Gurukul approaches of teaching and learning, and education institutions of holistic learning, Taxila, Nalanda, Vikramshila, teacher people rapport. So this is very important domain to look into. So educational institutions of holistic learning, kind of Taxila, Nalanda, Vikramshila. So this is important. So educational institution of holistic learning, that is Taxila, Nalanda, Vikramshila, teacher people report was very good, and man making and character building was there. So philosophy of holistic education. So this is a kind of, so philosophy of holistic education as propounded by Vivekananda, Sri Aurobindo, Rabindranath Tagore, and Madan Mohan Malviya. So this is very important. And when we say that, so meaning and concepts of holistic education, and holistic education enshrined in the various, scriptural and even, so holistic development of the individual, integrated development of the body, mind, intellectual, and soul, importance of physical and mental health, concept of Guru, Shishya Parampara, Gurukul approaches of teaching and learning, educational institutions of holistic learning, Takshila, Nalanda. So that Gurukul approaches of teaching and learning, educational institutions of holistic learning, Taksila, Nalanda, Vikramshila, teacher people rapport, man making and character building, philosophy of holistic education as so this is important domain of so meaning and concepts of so this is very important aspect of holistic and multidisciplinary education. As we see that National Education Policy 2020 envisages holistic education as a way to lead the country into the 21st century, and it aims at complete realization of the self and towards national development. So we have to restructure the UG program. We have to restructure the PG program. We have to restructure even the PhD program. So how to address the problem? Any research problem is there, and when we would be seeing that problem from sociological point of view, from physical science point of view, from biological point of view, then your entire basically the thinking pattern will be changed. So it aims at, of course, holistic education and multidisciplinary development. So it aims at complete realization of the self and towards national development. So it suggests major revamping to implement holistic learning at all levels. So the problems of the society have remained as it is due to the sheer absence of integration of knowledge. And of course, holistic approach, complete human being. So holistic education can be realized only when we drift away from compartmentalization. So still in Indian education system, the severe compartmentalization is there. And that compartmentalization, because it basically it's a narrower in sense. So holistic education can be realized only when we drift away from severe compartmentalization. So the policy promotes a strong integration of the learner with the nature. So National Education Policy 2020 covers the total span of holistic education by talking of educational right from the first year to lifelong learning. So this is important aspect of here. So holistic education, and of course it is very important, and NEP emphasized it very in a very wonderful manner. So National Education Policy 2020 covers the total span of holistic education by talking of education right and from the first year to lifelong learning. So it is very important to me. So holistic education means educating the whole person, addressing the physical, emotional, social, ethical, cultural, moral, and academic needs in an integrated learning format. So all-round developed, compassionate personality should be the outcome of the educational system. It fosters fosters mental well-being, critical thinking, skills, and problem solving. So this is very, important aspect of the holistic and multidisciplinary education. So it seeks to, this is when we seek to engage all aspects of the learner, including body, mind, intellect, and soul. So its philosophy is based on the premise that each person finds identity, meaning, and purpose in life through connections to their local community, to the natural world, so and to humanitarian values such as compassion and peace. So holistic education aims at an intrinsic reverence for life. So this is the very wonderful, wonderful domain. So we have to, through connections to their local community, to the natural world, and to humanitarian values such as compassion and peace. So holistic education aims at an intrinsic reverence, so for life, so holistic education aims at an intrinsic reverence for life and a passionate love for learning. So gives attention to the experiment. So it seeks to engage all aspects of the learner, including body, mind, intellect, and soul. So this is holistic education aims at an very, the transformation of inner self. So this is very important, and holistic education basically aims at an intrinsic reverence for life and a passionate love of learning. It gives an attention to experiential learning and places significance on relationships and primary human values. So this is important domain. So when we say that even the Bhagavad Gita is the discourse between the Lord Krishna and Arjuna that took place before the start of Kurukshetra war. So with teachings of Lord Krishna and of course Arjuna's perspective towards life and life path completely changed. So this is very important aspect of holistic education. So Indian vision of education has always emphasized on holistic development, focusing on the overall growth of an individual, so physically, intellectually, emotionally, and spiritually. So this is a very important aspect of holistic education. So this is very important, and of course because holistic education, so it addresses basically the concept of very existence of human beings, self-realization, soul, super soul, ethics, selfless and fearless duty, emotional intelligence, and spirituality. So these values must be inculcated among the students. So the present day challenges need to be integrated with the application of the even the granth like Bhagavad Gita. So principles in order to develop a holistic perspective of work and life. So this is very important, and of course when we say that to develop the right perspective in selfless action, that is called karma. So just before the Kurukshetra war was about to begin, and Arjuna felt confused. So we do believe in that Nishkam Karma Yoga. So this is a very important domain of holistic education. So this is very important, and when we say that very domain, so the eternal knowledge we are in the form of the truth, basically. So we do believe in that, and of course there are four Mahavakya, even great sayings of Veda. So these Mahavakya establishes the unity of the individual with the divine or the absolute, which is called even the Brahma. So aham brahmasmi, tat tvam asi, pragyanam brahma, ayam atma brahma. So these are the important quotations, important mantras, important sutra vakya. So aham brahmasmi, it means what? I am Brahma. And of course from the Briharanya Upanishad of the Yajurveda. So when we say that Tattvamasi, you are that, from the Chandogya Upanishad of the Samveda. So Pragyanam Brahma, so Pragyan is Brahma from the Aitreya Upanishad of the Rigveda. So I am Atma Brahma, the self, and Atma is so this self is Brahman, and from the Mandukya Upanishad of the Atharvaveda. So these Mahavakya should be realized by the country. So wise, compassionate, and heroic in battle, fearless. So we say that poetry education. So they definitely so high level of righteous and firm conduct, a follower of true religious principles. So this is very important aspects of holistic education. So wise, compassionate, and heroic in battle, fearless. He was loved by all, alike towards friends and foes even. So Nisad, truthful in his statement, son of great king, even Dashrath, from in his own even that is. So this is important aspect of holistic and multidisciplinary education. So multidisciplinary education is a very important domain of so this is very important of when we say that even the holistic education means it is the way to even the ancient Indian practice for a healthy life even. So just like when we say that so that connect to the past is very important even. So this is very important aspects. And so India's centric holistic living, it is the only the yoga. So yoga means union, and yoga is an ancient Indian practice. It fosters physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. It is practiced by people of all faith and traditions. It originated in ancient India. So the Yoga Sutra Patanjali is a collection of 195 sutras. So this is a very important domain, and of course, so the Astang Yoga, like the 8 limbs of yoga, is a Patanjali's classification of classical yoga, as set out in the so this is very important. And of course, when we say that Astanga Yoga, so the 8 limbs of yoga, so yoga is Patanjali's classification of classical yoga as set out in the Yoga Sutra. So he defined the 8 limbs as yam, abstinences, niyam, observances, asan, posture, pranayam, breathing, pratyahar, withdrawal, and dharana, concentration, dhyan, meditation, and samadhi, absorption. So, I mean, from abstinences to observations to posture to breathing to withdrawal to concentration to meditation to absorption. So these are the basically the core domain and dimensions of yoga. So this is very important, and this is the basically we must focus on these aspects. So this is very important. And when we say that holistic education, then of course when the practicing of yoga even and the yoga, that is the first yam. So ethical rules and moral imperatives to be followed. So ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, aparigraha. So this is I mean, ahimsa, that is non-violence; satya, that is non-falsehood; asteya, that is non-stealing; and so this is very important. So ahimsa, that non-violence; satya, truthfulness; asteya, non-stealing; and brahmacharya, that chastity; and aparigraha, that non-possessiveness. So this is important aspect. And when we talk about the niyam, so virtuous habits and observances, that do's, shauch, santosh, tapas, swadhyay, ishwar pranidhan. So that shauch is purity, santosh is contentment, tapas is persistence and perseverance, and of course swadhyay and study of values, study of so self, speech, and actions. So Ishwar Pranidhan, it means what the God as supreme being. So this is when we say that India centric holistic living. So India is a nation, India is a Rashtra, that is Bharat, and of course rich culture, Sanatan Rashtra, soft parts, even the spirituality, Yoga Darshan, world one family. So a blend of materialism and spiritualism. So that is there. And the spirituality, when we talk about the three Devi and three Devi, 3 crore Devi Devtas. So worship all 9 ghars. I mean, so this is very important. And when we say that spirituality, 3 Devi and 3 Devi, and worship all 9 grahas, I mean the sun, moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, Rahu, and Ketu. So worship Mother Earth even. So all trees and rivers. So concept of Om, even the greatest of all the mantras. So Om is composed of the 3 sounds O, M, the primordial sound of the universe, that essence of the entire universe, transcendental sound by which one can transform. So this is important aspect of. So Indian concentric holistic education. So this is peace everywhere, and patriotism and nationality, and of course this is so moral, spiritual values, philosophy, and have influenced entire world even. So spiritual path, that is man and nature. Indian cosmology is based in triad of Satyam, Shivam, and Sundaram, that is the truth, godliness, and beauty. So yoga, Ayurveda, vegetarian diet, organic living. So these are the I mean the beautiful aspects of I mean the Indian basis of basically the holistic education. So that virtues of a good citizen, that India centric, national, and global. So this is very important when we say that holistic development of the individual. So व्यक्ति का समग्र विकास. So in Indian vision, holistic development of individual means development of body, that is sharir, mind, that is man, intellect, that is buddhi, and soul, that is atma. So it is the development of so modern science has even gone in some depth in understanding the physical body, but understanding of the other aspects of human existence, such as the human psyche, mind, and intellect, and soul, pragyan, consciousness. Consciousness. Uh, this is very important uh, domain of. This is very important domain of holistic education. So this is important aspect of uh, 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 holistic development. So when we say that modern science, and the modern science with the with the amalgamation of the Indian wisdom, and the Indian cultural legacy and cultural heritage, if it should be amalgamated, then definitely the personality of the learners, personality of all stakeholders should be developed in a very holistic manner. So the body, mind, so the physical body, the mental body, intellect, knowledge we accumulate, and soul, that is Atma, Pragyan, and Chetana. The soul is the God principle within us, a fraction of the Supreme God, our true nature, with the qualities of truth, Sat, consciousness, Chit, and bliss, Anand. And it is unaffected by the ups and downs in life. It is in a perpetual state of bliss. So it serves as an observer for the illusions of the world. So the true guide of human being. The soul is beyond other three basic components. It can be realized. So great yogis can connect soul with the super soul. So this is the holistic education. So must be, looked into with the lens of Indian perspective. So we get access to the bliss from our soul. So it is our spiritual ignorance that we are unable to see beyond our five senses. So our body, mind, and intellect, and therefore we are unable to perceive the soul within. So when we undertake or do spiritual practices, yoga, worship, chanting mantras with devotion, then gradually the darkness of illusions reduces and we perceive the soul, and then we experience the bliss from it. So so all we know that because the holistic education and so holistic development. So importance of the physical health and the mental health. So it should be basically the part and parcel of the curriculum even. So then we can make a sound personality of the learners. So healthy mind in a healthy body, brain health improves. So strength, stamina, and ability to perform various functions properly. So help manage weight, strengthens bones and muscles. Healthy people, live longer, reduces risks of diseases, even, promotes a positive attitude and outlook. So improves your self-image and self-confidence, and keep away from diseases. So this is I mean, a good mental health is essential to perform various functions. So importance of mental health. So good mental health promotes a student's health, happiness, learning, and academic achievement. So mental health is crucial for academic success. So improved levels of contentment, enjoyment, calmness, confidence, self-acceptance, enthusiasm, motivation, well-being, energy, satisfaction, and sense of purpose and optimism. So this is very important. And when we are mentally healthy, we appreciate life, the surroundings we live in, and the people who are part of it. We enjoy our life and environment. So healthy mind remains creative, boosts physical well-being. So healthy mind gives ability to learn, try new things, and take risks. So we are better able to cope with the difficult times in our personal and professional lives. So our healthy mind affects how we think, feel, and act. So depression is the largest cause of mental disability, unstable mind worldwide in educational institutions. So holistic education even makes us learn how to maintain a good physical and mental health. So exercise regularly. Exercise increases muscles strength, which in turn increases the ability to do other physical activities. Mind-body connection can be improved through yogic practices, meditation. Yoga and meditation reduces stress. With meditation, due to chemical messages, negativity goes and positivity comes in. So we cultivate feelings of positivity, love, and empathy, which with the time helps in staying healthy. So yoga, Ayurveda, vegetarian diet, organic living, sports improve physical and mental health. And in that way, mental health foster creativity. So creativity improves brain function, mental health, and physical health by making you happier, boosting your immune system. So follow a healthy diet to keep body fit and functional. And of course, sound sleep. So poor sleeping habits cause mental health disorders. So community and relationship, connect with others with warmth. A few seconds of love, laugh, happiness is enough to secrete serotonin and put you in positive mood and boost your well-being. So focus on the bright side. Start cultivating optimistic and affirmative thoughts and minimizing negative self-talk. So concepts of Guru Shishya Parampara. So that has been the beauty of the ancient holistic education in ancient India. So India, a country with the oldest civilization, rich culture and traditions built by the great rishis acharyas over the period of time, over ages. So in ancient India, an advanced knowledge society, Vishwaguru, due to an education system built on Indian vision aimed at holistic development of individual, development of body, mind, and intellect, and soul. So Guru Shish Parampara embodies the virtues of holistic education. Gu means dark and Ru means to remove or eliminate. So Guru leads to Shish from darkness to the light. Tamsoma Jyotirgamaya. So when we say that Gurukula approaches of teaching and learning, so it depends on Om Sahna Bhavatu, Sahno Bhunaktu, Sah Viryam Karavavahe, Tejaswina Vadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahe. So may God protect both the teacher and the student during the journey of awakening our knowledge. May God nourish us both with that spring of knowledge. So may we walk together with energy and vigor, cleaning ourselves with the flow of energy from the knowledge. So may our study be enlightening, taking us towards the true essence underlying everything and not giving rise to hostility. So, of course, I mean, we have to look back. So, Gurukul was a residential schooling system which dates back to around 5000 BC, where young minds were educated to foster ethical, social, moral, and spiritual values through holistic learning. So, this system instilled in independent thinking, discipline, and self-esteem. So, students were taught various subjects and were taught to live a cultured and disciplined life. So students learn to nurture their wisdom in an open and practical environment. And the guru teacher and the shishya pupil resided at the same place or lived close to each other. So I mean, many approaches of teaching and learning when we talk about the holistic education system. So we have to focus on the various approaches of teaching learning, like the dialogue method, the preaching, teaching by example, learning by doing, estimation learning. So to develop power of thought and imagination, the level of thinking gets deepened. Teaching by storytelling, even the learning by teaching, group discussion. So and the teaching from experiences of life. So learning from traits of things. So learning from through playing, memorizing by even rhythming, and so that rhythm is very important to memorize it. So for a particular region, when we say that, so debating and encoding methods, so in the form of the puzzles and and experimentation, that group working, etc. So this has been the heritage of ours. So national education policy talks about heart-centric education. So we have to have, basically the proper amalgamation of the modern science and the rich Indian cultural tradition. So this would to make our education system reconfigured, and that reconfiguration of the education system would be the need of the hour. So this is very important, and of course, many education institutions of holistic learning, Taxila, many notable teachers just like Chanakya, Prime Minister of Chandragupta Maurya, Panini, the renowned Sanskrit scholar Ashtadhyayi, Kumarlata, the founder of the Sutrantika school. So notable students, the Chandragupta Maurya, Charak, the Indian father of medicine, Jivak, Rajgiri's court doctor and Buddha's personal doctor. So the university was ruined in 5th century AD by Thuraman, king of Huns even. So that basically the Takshila. So this is basically has been the institutions of holistic learning. So Nalanda Mahavihar, that is the Nalanda University. So one of the greatest centers of learning in the ancient world. So founded in 427 AD in Bihar. So library, a 9-story building, had 9 million handwritten palm leaf manuscripts burnt for 3 months after the Mughals set fire. So the subjects taught like Buddhist studies, Hinduism, science, fine arts, medicine, logic, mathematics, astronomy, politics, metaphysics, philosophy. So Sankhya, Yoga Sutra, the Ved and the art of battle. So multidisciplinary academic curriculum with blended Buddhism and Hinduism with a higher knowledge of different fields. So the ancient, even the medical system of Ayurveda, which is rooted in nature-based healing methods, was widely taught at Nalanda. So campus design was very impressive. Open courtyards, 8 separate compounds and 10 temples, along with many other meditation halls and classrooms. So Aryabhat, even the father of Indian mathematics, headed the university in the 6th century AD. In the 1190, the university was destroyed by invader Bakhtiyar Khilji. And the Vikramshila Mahavihar, Vikramshila in the Bhagalpur district of Bihar, was founded by the Pal dynasty ruler Dharampal in 8th century AD. So university once attracted thousands of students and teachers from various parts of Asia. So subjects taught Vajrayana, Buddhism, very famous, Tantrayana, Hinduism, theology, grammar, philosophy, logic, metaphysics. So the library was a huge complex designed to preserve priceless manuscripts. A structure in the library was dedicated to writing and maintaining a manuscripts. So scholars like Deepankar Sinha and Jitari, even Abhyakar Gupta and Sakya Sri Bhadra, so were Acharya at the Vikramshila Mahavira. So Bakhtiyar Khilji attacked this university in 13th century AD. And of course, when we say that the holistic and multidisciplinary education, so in ancient time, the teachers people referred to were very excellent. So So this is a very sacred, strong and emotional bonding between the teacher and pupil. Teacher was the true role model for the people. Teacher was the treasure of knowledge, skills, possessing all human, ethical, cultural, and required values, a very strong discipline. So purpose of education in Gurukuls. So man making, all round developed, a good human being, possessing human values, skills, knowledge, and growth in Indian culture. So character building. So upright character within the framework of Indian values and traditions. So great spiritual leader of the modern world, Advait Vedanta, great lover of humanity. So the ideal of all education should be man-making. So education is the, as all we know, basically the ideal of all education should be man-making. And as per the Swami Vivekananda, so education is the manifestation of the perfection already in man. So we have got the perfection already in ourselves. So, but education is the very instrument to manifest it. So already existing powers like the physical, mental, intellect, and the spiritual. So essence of education is a concentration of mind achieved with brahmachari and shraddha. So we want the education by which character is formed, strength of mind is increased, the intellect is expanded, and by which one can stand on one's own feet. So this is, so a teacher must have a great love for humanity. And of course, when we talk about the holistic education and integral education, then we, recall even the Swami Sri Aurobindo. So famous says, poet, patriot, philosopher, and educationist. And his ashram is at Pondicherry. So the proponent of integral education. So integral education combines traditional academic subjects with spiritual practices. So at the ancient time, the Paravidya and Aparavidya, the spiritual, even the knowledge and the materialistic knowledge. So that both amalgamation should be there. So an integral education should aim to develop the whole person, including the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual aspects. So he emphasized that yoga, meditation, and Ayurveda are essential for the development of the whole person. So this is very important domain, and of course, according to him, the purpose of education must be to prepare the individual to serve the nation and humanity. So the patriotism, so training of all the senses, hearing, speaking, listening, touching, smelling, and tasting. So hence, through education, purity of senses is to be achieved. So moral and religious education is essential for the spiritualization of the individual. So the core values of Aurobindo's are just like sincerity, humility, gratitude, perseverance, aspiration, receptivity, progress, courage, kindness, generosity, equality, and peace. So this is when we would be reconfiguring our education system in the light of holistic education, then we have to inculcate these core values in the students. So, and when we focus on the Rabindranath Tagore event, so Rabindranath Tagore's philosophy of education aims at preserving harmony with the social and natural environment. So students should acquire creative abilities and a connection with nature. So besides acquisition of knowledge, education should include the development of the whole person beyond classroom to the natural environment. So guessing and experimenting in the vicinity of nature are more effective than explaining. And education institutions should develop physical and mental health of the student. So students should be exposed to joyful creative teaching techniques in a free, universal, and open-ended knowledge system. He propagated for equality, nationalism, and humanity. The holistic development and holistic education, the proponent was also the Madan Mohan Malviya ji. So holistic development should be the core value of the educational philosophy. So character building in students is more important, and without a spiritual education, we cannot build the character of the students. So character building and the materialism is the core values of the Western education system, but our core value is the spiritualization, spirituality. So character building in students is more important than intellectual development. So patriotism is the best power, as the spirit of patriotism motivates to do a high level of selfless service. So for the development of physical, mental, and emotional powers, a student should and should follow the principles of brahmacharya, speak truth, do exercise, have thirst for learning, and show patriotism, should have perseverance in his faith and love for all living beings. The quote of Malviya ji, Satyena Brahmacharyen Vyayaminaya Vidya Des Bhaktyam Tyagina Sammanara Saradhava. So, objectives of education is the character building and nation building. So, with a holistic education, it means that physical development, morality, character building, patriotism, knowledge and skills in youth will ensure all-round development of the personality, body, mind, intellect, and soul. So, preparing a complete human being. So highly capable, socially acceptable, skilled, enterprising youth will be produced to provide leadership in various spheres to face national and global challenges with dedication to human values and rooted in glorious Indian culture and traditions. So a clear commitment to this sentiment is reflected in the National Education Policy 2020 for the first time in independent India. So National Education Policy has thus put forth India again on the path to Vishwa. So this is important domain of for that we have to restructure the UG programs, even the UG certificate and UG diploma and 3-year UG degrees and the 4th year and 4-year UG program. So 4-year UG degree honors and 4-year DG honors with research. So this is very important domain, and we have to basically restructure the UG programs as well as the PG programs. So major consideration of higher education in 21st century is universities will change to suit lifestyle of learners. So students will take even the courses from various universities, formal and open, choosing each course based on their interest and merit of the university. Traditional universities will face competition from universities offering online learning. So rising cost of the formal face-to-face education will make online learning more popular. So when we talk about the holistic learning and holistic education system, so the formal, informal, and non-formal educational channels must be followed. So this is very important aspect of holistic and multidisciplinary education system. So definitely holistic and multidisciplinary education is the need of the hour. That's why basically the national education policy looks in a very different manner. So if we have to make our learners basically competent, vibrant, accountable, and particularly responsible towards nation, so then definitely when we want to make build the character of the students, when we the character building and nation building, then of course the paravidya and aparavidya, the spiritual the science and the materialistic science must be the part and parcel of the curriculum design. So this is very important domain of consideration to change the landscape of higher education institution. So this is very important. This is a very pressing needs of the time. So definitely when we would be saying that it would change the nation as a whole, and to lead in 21st century, then definitely we need holistic and multidisciplinary education. So thank you very much. If you have any question, comments, and feedback, so you are welcome. And I am really very honored to be the part and parcel of this program. and I mean, it would give a new, thinking orientation to the participants. So because all we are, working in higher education, so definitely through the, curriculum design and development and changing in the pedagogical interventions, we can change the whole landscape of the education, and so as to be the top on in the 21st century in comparison to the whole world. So thank you very much. So if you have any question, if you have any queries, so you are welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for a wonderful and elaborate session. I think lots of important aspects of holistic and multidisciplinary education is discussed today. So I request the participants to kindly raise if you have questions, queries. The session is open now.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, please.
Am I audible to you, sir?
Yes, you are audible. Yeah.
Sir, first of all, I want to thank you for delivering such a wonderful talk. I have a question. That is, how do we impart languages, Indian languages in education system, sir? In the two where skill training is required, is it possible to use Indian languages, or how do you suggest, sir? This is my question, sir.
Of course, because the government of India is doing very wonderful work through Bharati Bhasha Samiti and the all Indian languages, particularly when you see, because we have a very, wonderful basket of language system, particularly. So basically, we have to develop the basically the study material, the basically the skill module, and the vocational education should be even given into that Indian language system. And even the Bharati Bhasha Samiti is doing wonderful work in that area even. So from primary education to secondary education to higher education, we are striving towards giving education in the Indian language system, because it's a need of the hour. So if we will be taking the only with the help of even the English language, then of course, even because the northeast part of the India and the southern part of the India, the western part of the India, the eastern part of the India, the central India, many languages are there. So if we would be not promoting the Indian language, then of course, with the language, with the disappearing of the language, many cultures will be disappear. So this is the media that are even the NIS, National Institute of Open Schooling, even the many open universities, and they are those institutions, they are working in this area. So this is the need of the hour. And of course, being academician, because to develop the curriculum, to develop the study material, it is a very difficult task and a very complex task even. So being a, we have to even take the lead role in that. So we have to even explore the basically the experts. Even we have to prepare them, we have to make them even the competent enough to how to prepare the study materials, how to prepare the the skill modules even to. So this is the government of India is doing. But because being an academician, we should also think how to plan it, how to execute it, how to preserve our Indian language, and how to preserve our culture even. So huge campaigning is needed even for this purpose. So this is, and the government of India is doing, and various state government is also they are doing very wonderful work. But we have to go miles and miles in this area, because since colonial period, we just many languages are getting disappeared even. So this is we have to preserve, because if one language would be missing, then that culture would be also missing. So this is the philosophical base of to basically to prepare the module, to prepare to promote the all languages even at local level and at the even the national level. So this is what I am thinking.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Any other question?